What's up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video, another episode of Everybody Hates Black Men. I am your host, Edward Anderson. This video is going to be about Megan Thee Stallion and the DJ Academics deposition and some of the goofballs. It's not a lot of them, but some of the goofballs, whether it's dudes, whether it's I also may talk about Goggins as well, the dude, just a motivational speaker too. I may throw that in there because I actually got like an opinion, and so a lot of people aren't gonna like, but I'm gonna stand on that shit. So, let's talk about making this out of shit. So, DJ Academics had a deposition, and this will be at least 30 minutes. Sorry, I had some stuff I had to deal with, because I was driving, whatever. But DJ Academics had a deposition a couple of days ago, and he's pretty much released that deposition in that interview. Apparently, it was via Zoom. Hold on one second. Via Zoom, and he released it. He's been talking about it, and you got people. As always, there's going to be two sides of every argument, right? And for the most part, it's kind of a nothing, except a little bit of clowning. And I watched it as far as clips of it. I've watched about maybe 30 minutes of it, and this thing was like 7 hours. But you got people sitting there basically saying it's not just women, it's dudes too. Talk about DJ Academics, you a stupid motherfucker. You pretty much just walked yourself into a lawsuit. And I just want to know, where are all y'all at when it comes to buying an album, streaming her music, when it comes to going to shows? All of these like stands that y'all be eating her shit, which in a lot of ways y'all enable her dumbass behavior. Just like a lot of chicks be in, a lot of people be enabling Nicki Minaj's crash outs. Where are you all at when it's time for some financial compensation or supporting her financially? Because y'all motherfuckers are never nowhere to be found. Y'all, like, the last four songs that she's put out there have flopped. They sent her ass to damn near South Korea, and that shit didn't work. Japan. She barely make music anymore. The last time she tried to go on tour, that shit failed. Y'all motherfuckers are only online defending her as like the avatar for all black women. Megan Thee Stallion has a lot of occupies a lot of the issues that black women have. She has a lot of negative traits. She's a fucking drunk. She likes to fuck women's friends. Megan Thee Stallion is not a girl's girl. She is actually the type of chick that a lot like, and so everybody is even with the Tory Lane situation. Everybody is just trying to act like Megan is this victim. And I don't know why y'all try to make her the patron saint for all black women. Like all black women are quote unquote is just so like literally all of the negative stereotypes that black women have. Almost all of them, except single motherhood, Megan Thee Stallion occupies. She really does. And when we talk about culture, when you talk, I might talk about that. When we talk about culture, a lot of these yo, it, I don't know why motherfuckers think the black community is gonna be competitive. As female identified as a lot of these niggas are, it is really fucking sad. It really is. It really is. Megan is currently being sued her damn self by a gay dude for allegedly making him film her have sex with other women in a car. So an enclosed space. Folks just that they said that could go to trial. So she can't just dismiss that shit. That he has presented enough evidence that at least warrant getting a look at, and not that Rock Nation you can just dismiss it. Folks have forgotten about that. And then you got people giving misinformation, just saying DJ Academics being deposed for somebody else. DJ Academics is not being sued. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Academic, I don't like Academics like that. But at the end of the day, he's where he is in the hip hop community, and despite him doing a lot of dumbass stuff, because he has done dumbass stuff, he's pretty much in a damn near rare cancel proof situation. You don't want to sue DJ Academics. And the reason you don't want to sue him, because DJ Academics is one of those rare people. He's kind of, Takashi 69 was kind of like this, and I didn't like him either. Is the more heat you put on him, unless you're willing to do something illegal, you're not gonna shut him up. Like the reality is, DJ, he has worked. I forget the company he worked for, the magazine, but he's worked for corporate America. He's very aware of what he can and cannot say. He is very aware of how to communicate. He's not like some. The problem is a lot of people act like he's kind of like going after him would be kind of like going after Vlad. These are not just people that walked on the internet. They don't really know shit. I mean, truth be told, a lot of people keep talking about, like, people were bringing up Tasha K. At the end of the day, Tasha K low key won that back and forth. Why did she win? Why do I say that? Because ultimately, Tasha K used that as a promotional tool, and she has to essentially pay $5 million for marketing. And actually, that shit that costs Cardi B, like, I think when you add up everything, what she's gonna end up getting and all of that, it ended up costing her, I think, about $400,000 in the red. Now she's got the money, but she didn't make money off of that. That was, and not to mention, if Cardi B didn't really have nothing to do because she ain't been putting out music, that would have wasted a lot of time. Versus for Tasha K, that was just her doing business. Her YouTube channel is still there. She's still making money, and her name was out there. That was a marketing budget. What she's got to pay is pretty much a loan for a marketing budget. That's essentially what that is. And I'm not saying, to me, I still think it was dumb. That was a high gamble for her to do that. But ultimately, it was what it was. So people keep using Tasha K as this, and Academics is not Tasha K, because Tasha K is more of a true blue YouTuber. Academics is not a YouTuber. Academics is probably a lot more closer to a journalist, because that's what he was doing. Yeah, he came up online, but he actually got hired in corporate America in media. Y'all put in the chat what he worked for. I forgot about that. He is tired. So at the end of the day, I mean, well, a lot of these people in Hollywood got small hat connections, but the reality is, that's not even why he's people. That's not even why I'm saying he's cancel proof. They ain't got nothing to do with that, because the people, unfortunately, people really do like his information, even though they don't like him. I mean, he's done some stuff that really would have got a lot of other people messed him up, and he's been able to weasel out of it, not because of his connections either. He's very good at navigating the public when it comes to dodging really getting canceled, even in this kind of tether environment. So going after him is not the same as going after like a Tasha K. And Tasha K, quite frankly, You know, at the end of the day, you didn't end her. You didn't put this fear out here. Like what a lot of y'all don't really understand is when you all try to descend on people like y'all doing, that makes y'all look bad. When you try to bring in all this corporate shit into shit, that's not really hip hop. That's why people was jumping on Drake about suing his own label and shit. So when Jay Z and Megan, when Megan does this, that's not gonna make people fuck with her. The reason people don't fuck with Megan Thee Stallion is because people, and when I say people, I'm talking about her quote unquote peers in the hip hop industry, is because they really do believe that you basically dimed that man out. A dude that, quite frankly, was not a bad guy. Y'all had an altercation, and you basically sold his ass out, and you're trying to, because you want to be a victim, because you want to somehow, you want to go mainstream. White women are never going to fuck with Megan Thee Stallion like that. So I guess you want to be this patron, feminist victim for abuse, and with you getting shot, supposedly. Because I personally don't give a fuck about what look. Black men get we're the most exonerated of any demographic. So the law ain't never meant shit. Just because a verdict don't mean shit. It really don't. Black men get convicted for shit they didn't do all the fucking time. So you can miss me with a fucking verdict. The reality is, I don't give a fuck about what anybody wants to say. If Tory was so fucking guilty, why did they give why did you nobody never answers why Kelsey got immunity? They had a target and they wanted their target. And it really had nothing to do with Megan. And so when you look, so Academics was pretty much giving his opinion about that shit, and people are holding on, like homing in on the fact that he called Megan a liar. Megan is a liar. Megan admitted out of her mouth on television that she lied to Gayle King. There is no amount of times. You don't have to lie a certain amount of times to be called a liar. She changed her story multiple times as to what happened. You can get character witnesses. If we really want to play that game, you can look at a lot of niggas that fucked with her, that claim her. Like, what's the dude, Partisan Partain? Megan has been through a lot of dudes, because ain't nobody claims her. So she ain't got no character. So at the end of the day, she is publicly admitted to lying. She lied to Gayle King, to her. She said that about sleeping with Tory. And if you're gonna lie about if you're gonna lie about some small shit like that, then yeah, you'll lie about a lot of different shit. So yes, she's a liar. That's all he has to play. Like, you don't have to play. Like, it doesn't take a lot. Her and Kelsey ain't friends. You know what's funny? What's funny? If it was really that Tory shot Megan, right? That's what happened. Kelsey didn't have shit to do with it. And let's just get around the fact that she got immunity. You don't get immunity unless you don't get immunity unless you are at risk for perjure what they call it when you don't want to, perjure yourself, or you don't want to, like, incrimination. You don't get immunity unless that. Like, if this was a white dude, that would have never flew. Let's just call that what it is. But anyway, why do Megan and Kelsey not fuck with each other at all? You ain't heard Kelsey ain't even really on the damn internet like that. Why is she hiding? Isn't she a victim too? Like, get the fuck out of here. The thing that annoys me about this shit is the common sense. When you look at that case, you gotta just say, I'm gonna believe her because she a woman. If you would have flipped that shit would never fly. You change the race, you change the gender, that shit is never flying. And that's how you know that shit's bullshit. And the reality is, motherfuckers are not fucking with Megan as far as features and all of that, because, and you think Jay-Z ain't trying to put pressure on people in Def Jam? to fuck with her, motherfuckers are standing their goddamn ground saying, I'm like, I don't care what y'all like. When's the last time she's had a real feature? Like with somebody big. Cardi B was already messing with her. And then she had that other thing with that smaller, right? Ain't nobody really fucking with her like that. Because in my opinion, they low-key know what went down. Or they got an idea what went down, but nobody can say nothing because ain't nobody trying to be the oh, it's a convicted case and you don't believe women. Some motherfuckers are just giving her the silent treatment. That's why they shipped her to Europe, to Asia. That's why she keep jumping from dude to dude to dude. Because her character ain't shit. That because he's being incentivized to be with her. People are trying to say it's like Sierra and Russell Wilson. In my opinion, it's not worth it. Like Clay, because the reality is if you marry her, I don't care what prenup you get, you cannot be sure that they won't break that shit. The reality of the situation is you are exposing yourself, and do you really fuck with make, come on, man. And then my thing that I'm annoyed by is Clay. You're 34, 35, and you're fucking with a 30-year-old. So if you marry a 30-year-old, you're gonna have how many kids you're gonna have with this bitch? Like for real. At 30? But what the fuck is wrong with you? Of all Clay could get Maria the Scientist, Clay could get Coco Jones. There's a lot of black women. Shit, nigga, you could go get Chloe Bailey. I mean, god damn, but whatever. That's a thing. I don't think that relationship's gonna last personally anyway. That nigga Clay looks scared every time he around her. Ain't no way that's gonna last. Ain't no way that's gonna last. So I ain't even worried about that. I ain't even worried about that. But my thing is, when you got these people out here talking about DJ Academics is about to get sued, it's crazy because you got people um you got people, yeah, man, Megan go get them. Yeah, I mean, y'all need to donate some money to her because real talk, I don't think y'all really understand like how much trouble she's actually in. Again, people done completely forgot about that lawsuit that she's got on her ass. That's got way more evidence. Like the reality of the situation is DJ Academics ain't even really low key talking about that. Like y'all really want to if Academics didn't stand down on them drill niggas, then you know how them drill Chicago niggas are. That them motherfuckers will come get you and crash out for real. Jay-Z and them got too much to lose. They gotta let him make a mistake. And for people to really believe that DJ Academics is opening himself to a lot. First of all, a lawsuit don't mean shit. A lawsuit don't mean shit. We ain't talking about abuse. A lawsuit don't mean jack shit. It really don't. Academics got enough lawyers to combat what they talking about, and at the end of the day, he'll countersue them. For basically the money and all of that. Because really, if the what is it that he said now that he pretty much just repeated everything that he said online except in a deposition. He said straight up, I think Megan's a liar. He has a right to have that opinion. Saying bad things about people is not necessarily defamation unless you can demonstrate it's not true. You can demonstrate, you got more evidence to demonstrate that Megan Thee Stallion's a liar just off of the public statement she has said is false. Well, again, the Gayle King thing kind of shuts that down. And truth be told, Academics don't like what he said about her record sales. That's a fact. About her record sales being mid, they are. If you compare her to the top people, what are we talking about? Like, what do you really have? And I didn't like that because I said it's intimidation. That's all it is. Like, it's intimidation. Using lawyers to intimidate people. And I'm like, y'all need to bury that bitch. Like, for real. Make it so she is literally like dead weight, like a rock when it comes to finances. And when I say bury that bitch, I mean she don't need to be in the hip hop game no more. She really don't. Like people really out here, oh my God, acting like Megan represents the struggles of every black female. Megan basically betrayed the dude that actually brought her to the dance for Jay-Z, and her career ain't never really hit ever since. Megan was actually doing good when she was with that dude. She ain't really hit when she's been like a pseudo fake celebrity. She's a retail celebrity. That's what she is, just like Saweetie. They're basically bitches that ain't really got no talent. They don't really put shit to, they don't care about the music. They just want to be famous to be famous, like the Kardashian plan. Except Kim Kardashian did it better. So when we sitting here talking about, everybody, like, you think you can intimidate her, intimidate people. I don't like that. And I don't like, one thing I don't like about that shit is they only do that shit to black men. Like Jay-Z only really pull that shit on black men. That's what I really, really don't like. And it's like, dude, you almost was on the other side of that with Tony Busby. And see, the thing is, you go piss a lot of black men off. So the next time somebody want to, you essentially are making the same mistake that Bill Cosby made with that pound cake shit. You basically gonna get into a situation when white people start hemming you up. A lot of niggas gonna be like, you know what, get them. Good. Get them. Go ahead. You can have this one. We ain't even gonna fight. Well, what about the nah? Fuck you, nigga. Because the sisters don't fool with Jay Z like that. We already know that they really don't. The same motherfuckers that don't like Tory, like the Jaguar writing them, the same motherfuckers, like, they trying to, even Jaguar Wright, they trying to go after, because I used to defend Jay-Z, but a lot of this shit, it's like you support dirtbag females. Haley Bailey is a dirtbag. She is a fucking dirtbag. That is some, the shit she's doing. I don't fuck her postpartum, fuck whatever mental, I don't give a fuck. Nobody told her to have that fucking kid. She did that shit because she wanted to, and it's to the point where it's almost like because at the end of the day, this is hurting her reputation. Like, I don't care what bullshit ass show she's shooting in Italy and shit. That shit don't mean shit. The most notable thing she has done so far is that Little Mermaid, and that shit was mid. So it ain't like she's getting thrown in a whole bunch of shit. Like, a lot of these chicks, they ain't it. Meg is worse than what Meg is to me. Meg is worse than Ruby Rose, a lot worse. My thing is, I'm not gonna say black men shouldn't put quote unquote black women on, but you got to be careful on the ones you put on. But I can understand why you said that. I'm not gonna say that, but at the same time, ultimately though, anybody to me that's saying that DJ Academics is like, he can get sued all he wants to. That don't mean shit. All these people that think that you're gonna intimidate these bloggers and shit, all the crazy shit these bitches be saying, right? On these blavity blogs, these white funded blogs. But when we say some shit, all of a sudden, and Academics ain't even a red pill nigga either, by the way. Because remember what he used to say about Fresh and Fit, saying y'all not gonna go mainstream because the stuff is crazy. So at the end of it, so it's crazy how, like, again, it's intimidation, and the reality is, the problem is now. First of all, Jay Z should have never see this. This is where is fucking stupid. Jay Z should have never let Tory Lanez go down like that. You should have moved on from the situation. You aggravated this situation to let this motherfucker go to jail. Made this a way bigger deal than this ended up having to be. And at the end of the day, you don't know how to wiggle your ass out of it for her. You really don't. Because if she gets out of jail and he starts telling his side of the story, it don't matter. The case, it's double jeopardy. The case don't matter if the hip hop community rallies behind him, because you know how niggas are, how black people are about niggas to get out of jail, especially somebody like that that was already pretty liked, especially somebody that didn't that people feel he was done wrong, he didn't snitch on them and all of that. So you can't let him out, and at the same time keep him in there. People can't move on. And so you want to get people to stop talking about it so you can change the thing. Colorism is something people don't get over, and locking men up on some bullshit is something people don't get over. The deck was stacked against this dude. This reminds a lot of people of what happened to Shine and how Diddy, even though Shine did a lot more of that, but Diddy, fucked him over. It's that shit. It's giving that shit. And so at the end of the day, man, people can talk all that bullshit all they want to, saying the goofy shit online, because it's really cool. Yeah, man, like, you really think somebody like DJ Academics is going to be stupid enough if he really thought it would expose any exposure to him that he wouldn't put that shit out? You really think that he gave them a gimme? Yeah, it's a lawsuit. He called her a liar. Do you really think Academics is not calculated? Like, sometimes he gets stupid, but like on stuff like that, when Academics makes mistakes, when he's dealing with people that he thinks are beneath him, like that situation with that young dude that happened with Playboy Max. But when he's dealing with people that are like higher than him, like a Jay-Z Rock Nation situation, Academics typically don't make mistakes like that because he's laser focused on what he's dealing with. And basically he's making fun of that whole situation, saying I'm not scared of nothing y'all think y'all doing. Cause they've been giving him fake ass cease and desist shit. They're intimidating him. That's all they're doing. They're trying to control the internet. And motherfucker, you don't control the fucking internet. You don't. Because let's keep it real. If they started doing, could you imagine if they was doing some shit like that to the Shade Room? It would be all sorts of Jay-Z hate black women, and Jay-Z is trying to, it'd be all of that. You know that. That's what it would be. So anyway, at the end of the day, you'll hear that being talked about next week, and you'll hear some goofy ass motherfuckers, basically on some, yeah, man, he a stupid motherfucker, basically taking advantage of the fact that a lot of people don't like DJ Academics. A lot of, like, you gotta understand, a lot of people out here be selling, they be selling takes. They be really looking for what angle can I give. When I make a video, like as far as an upload, I look at the point and the lesson for it. I don't necessarily look at what angle do I need to pretend to have um in order to get, clout. I mean, I get it, people make money doing that, but you know what, that's noise pollution to me. And look, maybe I'm stupid for not doing that, but I'm like, I believe in keeping it real. I'm not about to give y'all an angle that I don't really buy into, but I'm gonna put it out there. Even like, look, I don't, nigga, I'm defending DJ Academics, and I can't stand DJ Academics. So it would make sense for me to make a video telling y'all, oh yeah, D, that might not have been smart. DJ Academics putting the deposition out, because that's not normal that people do that. I mean, why would you be a streamer to put your deposition out there? I mean, that's generally private. I mean, you better, like, Academics is dumb because he's gonna, get the ire of Rock Nation, and he's gonna wind up like Tasha K, giving you, this is what happened, give you some key points as to what happened, what was said. Yeah, he called Megan a liar. I mean, right to the lawyers. I mean, dang, he's gonna fuck around and find out. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I've told y'all before. I said DJ Academics, unfortunately, is a very difficult person to knock out. because where he's positioned, he's like in a unique spot where the only way I see DJ Academics got to be accused of sexual assault with some proof, or DJ Academics got to get caught beating a bitch on camera. And the last time a chick tried to accuse him of sexual assault, he basically let the cops in and gave him all the tapes, and that went away. So, and once you really take a shot at somebody with that, if you ain't got a whole bunch of like cases coming at you in flurries, and that means, yeah, he pretty much got that shit locked down tight as far as that flank. That's the only thing that's really gonna really take him down. Cause and it was funny because they was asking him about Drake, and he's gotten clowned for not taking money from Drake, from not getting favors from Drake. I remember dude was like, "You his biggest fan, and you always pumping him up, but he don't do shit for you." And see, that's the type of shit that can work for him now, because it's like, yeah, Drake doesn't do nothing, you can't prove it, and he don't. And so, but because of that, y'all can't say that he's like biased and shit. Because that was kind of the angle that she was trying to find. Because in their mind, these people be getting paid. No, no, them bloggers are. It's not like what the Democrats did, the Democratic Party did, where they got all these fucking artists to endorse Kamala. But the reality is, um they don't really fuck with her for real, or fuck with her like that. No, everybody doesn't do that. Everybody doesn't do that. Sorry. So no, that's not an angle you're gonna be able to use. And it's like, and they pretty much, in my opinion, took their best shot with that, because you had him on there for 7 hours. 7 hours. And if you don't get a talk about, yeah, man, he gave him everything he needed. What exactly did he say? He called Megan a liar. She is. Megan said, how many times do you have to lie to be a liar? And a lot of people's eyes, if you lie once, you're a liar. There is no real number. All you got to do is prove somebody lied once. Megan out of her own mouth said that she lied to Gayle King. That's an interview where she was asked a direct question, and she straight up lied about sleeping with Tory Lanez. And that's very important for that case, because what that demonstrates that Kelsey had a problem, that demonstrates a motive for her to have shot at Megan. Like, Tory got a pink gun, ain't no evidence, and then the fucking lawyer is being lawyerly, talking about, well, the admissible evidence. Well, my opinion is based on all the evidence, not necessarily admissible. Ma'am, I'm not a fucking lawyer. I'm a journalist. I don't have to this is not court. This is media. I just have to prove the evidence is there. So if I say that the DNA test shows that Tory Lanez is fingerprints are in there, whether the evidence was allowed to be admissible in a court in order for a jury to see it or not is a fucking relevant. The truth, that is still true. And he brought up like the OJ Simpson situation. There's a lot of people that think OJ did it. White people that think OJ did it. But people had, and quite frankly, people didn't accept the fact that OJ got off, because they ended up giving him crazy charges for him stealing, going to get his own shit, the shit that belonged to him in the first place. So no, they never really accepted that. But see, we can't talk about white supremacy up in here. How when white people don't accept stuff, they'll find a way to get your ass. Shout out to Shiloh Sanders, having one incident and they cutting him from the team. As it thinking like, I don't like, all they trying to do is basically make it so if you play for Coach Prime, the NFL, which like I said, NFL definitely needs like a collusion case, because they're obviously colluding, allegedly. Honestly, if Trump wasn't in there, they might catch one. Like, and trust and believe, do you want some character witness? Because I'm sure Partisan Fontaine will let you know about it. Shit, you can go get Kelsey. Real talk, Kelsey got immunity. And Kelsey can speak on Megan. At the end of the day, Megan had said Megan had sex, and Megan knew what she was lying on because she knew that demonstrates motive. Megan knew, and I just don't like. And it's like, yo, you drunk, but y'all are crystal clear as to what happened. Get the fuck out of here, cause she got shot in her foot. Again, what did he say that was not, what did he say that was not true? To demonstrate defamation, you have to demonstrate that he is saying things that are obviously not true, not reasonable doubt true. Saying Megan is a liar is definitely within reason to say. It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter about the case. The case is one aspect. And so the case is not like academics does not just talk about her from the case standpoint. Academics talks about her when it comes to media, it comes to her album sales as well. When it comes to her going on tour, it's not just about the case, but people want to hear about the case, so people speak on it. It's not like, okay, there's nothing going on with the case, and then he's going out of his way to constantly keep the case alive. When Tory Lanez got stabbed all them times, it brought it back to the case. When that Republican chick, Latin chick, brought it back, that wasn't something Act did. When they're doing what they're doing, trying to go for an appeal, that's news. It's just like the Jonathan Majors situation. So because a jury, because a jury basically said that Jonathan Majors did fourth degree assault, even though we all saw the tape, we're not allowed. We're not allowed to basically say that's bullshit, even though he lost his career. What do you? Because she kept on trying to go back to. You do understand that the jury was there. The jury had the evidence. We all see the fucking evidence. There is no evidence. There is no evidence the jury saw that is like secret evidence. This ain't no fucking oversight committee. Like she was talking about the jury like it's the oversight Senate oversight committee with the fucking CI fucking A, where it's like it's classified evidence that nobody knows, like with the Epstein files or some shit that oversight committee members. So they're saying like you don't know. We're not speaking on some espionage. We know we the testimony is out there. What are you talking about? The court case wasn't secret. What are you talking about? And people have a right to give their opinion. Does that have any legal standing? Hell to the motherfucking no. That's the difference between a jurors and a journalist. But people have a right to give their fucking opinion. Mainstream media does it all the fucking time. So just because it's fucking inconvenient because you can't control the narrative, ain't nobody tell you to swipe that bitch from old dude. You picked her. What are you talking about? Look, man, y'all come in here with the dumbass shit. Trust me, come in here with the dumbass shit, you will be spun right the fuck out. Just understand that this ambiguous language, like he's an insecure little boy with a fragile ego. He shouldn't be, man. You know what? I don't even know who the fuck you talking about, but you just gonna be gone because I don't even like that shit. Don't come in here with the dumbass shit. Don't speak in a way that I can't. So anyway, but I said what I said. I hope Tori comes out and she's. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But like, it ain't DJ Academic's fault. That ain't the hip hop community ain't fucking with Megan. That has nothing to do because a lot of motherfuckers don't like Act. So y'all trying to say, well, it's really the bloggers. It's really no, it's not the bloggers. Everybody sees what happened and what you did and what that dude got to go through because that bitch got shot in the foot. He did not deserve it. I don't give a fuck about when the court said he did not deserve to have no 10 years because she got shot by a foot on a gun you can't really prove was his. His DNA was not on that gun. Who had what nigga has a pink gun? If you don't shut the fuck up talking to me like I'm fucking stupid. And that chick thinks we're gonna walk you. Yes, I know what the fucking case said. And what she was trying to do is get him angry, but they was low key getting angry because they accidentally shared their Slack list, which is like kind of like a job. It's a secure instant messenger, and they were talking mad shit. Won't he shut the fuck up and da da. They was being unprofessional behind the scenes. So I'm like, fuck y'all and fuck Rock Nation, like for real. Y'all done fucked up Chloe Bailey's career. You like anyway. Yeah, they're rejected. They're reject. They're look, man. They're reject. There's no real reason to reject that damn appeal. There's no real reason to reject that appeal. But eventually, like I said, you know, Tory gonna get out eventually. And if you deport him, well, you're deporting him to Canada. That ain't doing nothing either. The truth is, Megan, you're not gonna be able to put this away. You're not. Megan is not. Megan's done. Y'all want to try to put her in retail, like I'm telling you, that Clay Thomas thing ain't gonna last because Megan is not Sierra. Sierra was raised a certain type of way anyway, so she just had to fall back to that. Megan is not that. Megan has real problems. Megan's got real problems. And she can try to act right for a certain amount of time, but when black women like her, nah, they always got to go back to their default. All right, so let's see what else y'all talking about. He said, "What a first of all, this dude, this like JR dude, that's what I'm gonna call him. What I don't like is I don't like these random motherfuckers. I don't. I'm gonna say his name once, J Rello. I do not like these random motherfuckers. Why is it that it's always these motherfuckers nobody knows they get caught in some shit, and all of a sudden, like, I got a question. There is no other demographic that everybody just gets tagged. And people can argue that Indian dude with that U-turn shit, but whatever. But no other demographic on some a nigga spazzed out overseas, and y'all are trying to tag every black man that's traveling with it. Do you understand how fucking stupid that sounds? Who does that anywhere else? So I heard about what happened, and yeah, that's some goofy ass shit. But like that is, nigga. It's like niggas a passport bro gang banging, and like passport bro gang banging, and everybody went, oh, you see, this is like motherfuckers are so like they are so fucking desperate. That shit don't even happen to black women. Real talk. Black women get caught up everywhere overseas, and you don't be tagging every black female. But like one nigga do something, and y'all just it's all black men. Like it's the propaganda is crazy. To me, that's a nothing burger. That shit don't mean shit. Okay, one dumbass nigga did some dumbass shit, and what does that mean? Do you know how many pranksters? Like it's a couple of what was Johnny? What's his name? Johnny Somali is in what South Korea or the Philippines or somewhere locked the fuck up. So I guess every black man can't go overseas because of goofy ass shit he did. Or what's that other dude that was pranking the Filipinos? The Italian dude. You see what I'm saying? That shit sounds so fucking ridiculous. As if like Like we're all like in some kind of club that has a conference where we meet up once a year and some shit. Like there's some kind of Facebook group. I'm not talking about you for bringing it up. I'm just saying in general. Some Facebook group. So you got people that they want to make takes on it. Like at the end of the day, you a pick me. Like motherfuckers. Like I get it. Y'all are very threatened by black men traveling. You all are very threatened by it. And you got niggas talking about, I saw one nigga talk about, yeah, man, y'all taking advantage of poor women that are done. Nigga, shut your bitch ass up. Dude, do you dumbass, do you not understand a lot of these corporations, like your HR, your payroll departments, or your HR departments are like farmed out overseas? I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. I worked for a Fortune 500 company and their payroll was farmed out to Mexico City. Payroll. Because you don't need nobody here to deal with that. Real talk. And they got degrees. I'm not saying that's what all the passport pros are dealing with. But y'all have this like the level of ignorant shit. Like it's like that people be saying. And it's like you niggas are just and somebody really need to tell these niggas to their face. So you just gonna talk like a fucking like a whole ass nigga, huh? No facts, no nothing. You just gonna pull like you got Chat GPT right there. Hell, you got the new version of DeepSeek. But y'all just gonna talk out your ass because at the end of the day, in your mind, you defending women. You got, oh, they're dirty feet. You got STDs in a lot of the major cities, outbreaks right now in the black community, and y'all calling somebody else dirty foot. Y'all are fucking stupid. You nigga, where are you niggas when it come to defending black women's honor against the South Africans? Y'all ain't nowhere to be found. But when it comes to trying to regulate some niggas, y'all always around. It's the same energy when Ryan Clark and Shaq tried to say something about Robert Griffin III. Because I told you, a righteous nigga is the worst type of nigga. Like Shaq, you better shut the fuck up, acting like you trying to date Angel Reese and shit. And Ryan Clark had a kid with a white woman, but but he wants you to forget that shit. So he trying to put all the heat on Robert Griffin III. Talk about I'ma beat your ass. Like I said, dude, you ain't like you professional putting that energy out there, dude, man. I would love for Ryan Clark to beat me up. I would love for Ryan Clark to please beat me up. Cause I know you got the money. Please whoop my ass. I could use that check. That's how you deal with niggas like that. You be like, oh, please, please smack me. Please. I prefer if you close fist me in the face. Please, take a tooth out. Be on some Charleston White type of shit. Please hit me. Cause you gonna go to jail and I'm gonna get paid. I can fix what I can fix whatever you break. We, you know, Stop it. Get them likes up, please. Yeah, like that's how you did. Now maybe RG3 ain't gonna do that because he was a football player. I mean he was a track star too. It's just like these niggas they be really getting on this shit performing, just like that shit I said about Cam Newton and Jason Whitlock. I'm not the biggest fan of Jason Whitlock, but Cam Newton having Joy Taylor on his shit. You be letting like you wanna run it back with Cheyenne Bryant. Nah, Cheyenne Bryant ain't coming back on your shit because she already got your ass. Why would she run it back when you ready? I wouldn't. And you just be letting these chicks get on here and just saying, Nick Cannon be challenging these bitches more than you do. Like, nigga, you scared? Like, you scared of what these women gonna think? So you let these women just say any bullshit. Oh, you want to talk about Jason Whitlock as if fucking Joy Taylor wouldn't suck. If Jason Whitlock had enough money, she would suck his dick too. That's who she is. That's not true. Look at what Kamala sucked Willie Brown's dick. Willie Brown don't look that much different than Jason Whitlock. Both fat ass niggas. Except Willie Brown got more power. What are you talking about? Like, so now we just gonna act like this shit don't be happening. Yeah, man. She literally got fired. So clearly they didn't fire. They where the they waited because they need to verify that shit was real so they don't catch a wrongful termination suit. So clearly it was a lot of smoke there where Joy Taylor was concerned enough for them to let her go. What are you talking about? You really act like they just be firing women over shit like they don't. But anyway, like you was saying, but as far as that shit, that's a nothing burger. I mean, that's a lot of these dudes, like Passport Bro dudes, may hype it up because they always like to act like they under attack in order to have an excuse to make content, which, it is what it is. I saw BMT was doing travels or something, was doing some a live soon. But at the end of the day, I don't pay that shit no mind. Yeah, it is early. Everything always makes it hard for black men to travel. Like one, it wasn't in Kenya. What the fuck is that gonna have to do with South America? What the fuck is that gonna have to do with Europe? Kenya is one fucking country. Like, do y'all really think they be on black men like that internationally? Do you really? It ain't even that many black men that travel. Most of the black men that they see are in the military. What are you like? I do not like black men have this emotional need to be hyper fucking bolic. I don't know why y'all are like that. I don't know where that comes from. Yeah, man, they saying this is gonna make it hard to travel. How? Yeah, man, they're gonna keep us on the plantation. They gonna lock us up. They gonna make it so we can't get a passport because one random ass nigga. Y'all act like this shit is like this shit is like national security. Like, really say that out loud. One random nigga doing a random thing is gonna cause all black men to not travel, not be able to travel. How does that sound? This is where people gotta have a social. Sometimes people gotta have a social media detox, and that includes, believe me, that includes me. Cause sometimes people get too caught up in some of this shit. Like, dude, it ain't got nothing. That's one random nigga. And we not even talking about like some sexual assault or some shit like that. We talk about a nigga that paid for a bitch to be on a video that crashed out on camera. Okay, and off the shit that went down with Austin was way bigger than that. Austin was actually in the newspapers, and that shit was traveling in news circles. And Austin ended up going back to Brazil. Because any dude who was acting scared like that is stupid. I'm just gonna say that. Now, if they're content creators that are acting scared, it's because they're trying to look. They're basically clout farming. They're clip farming. They're trying to get you invested and engaged. But if it's regular people, a lot of them niggas don't even travel like that. So it's like, what the fuck are you scared of? Niggas, I swear, niggas just love being hyperly emotional. Again, it's called a social media detox. Take a week off. Niggas really be yeah, man, I can't believe this happened. We're not gonna be able to travel. Oh my god. Niggas don't even got a passport. Oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to get on a cruise. I'm not gonna be able to leave state lines. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know. I'm not even gonna have my license because of some random nigga in Kenya that I wouldn't even know if I wasn't on my phone all the time. Oh my god. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Please. What the like? Are you fucking serious? Like, man, if shit, I mean, come on. Rampage's son is an idiot, and I pray for him, but what he did was fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. What he did was fucked up, and these motherfuckers, these young motherfuckers, gonna learn. I guess he want to be an example. That's fucked up what he did. I'm not even gonna. I don't know what prompted him to do that, but like slamming somebody's head like that, he could have killed that man. And Rampage Jackson put a lot of time into him, you know, for him to crash out like that. And remember, Rampage got mixed kids too. I mean, for your father to teach you how to fight and then you don't have that kind of discipline for you to crash out like that, you are literally, and what he don't understand is you essentially got military level training when it comes to being like a fighter. So when you have that kind of level of training, you are a danger. And so they do treat that very differently than regular civilians. I know he's not in the military, but my point is, them fighters, when you train to fight like that and then you black, ugh, uh, and I'm not defending that shit. I mean, some people expect me, yeah, man, to get on call with the brother. Nah, man, he like slamming somebody's head against the ground. That wasn't a mutual fight, from what I saw. What I saw, he ran up on him and did that shit. That wasn't like a white dude being racist. What did he get called the N word? I mean, what I want to know is what did the dude do to prompt him to do that? Because honestly, I don't know. But the way he ran up on him, it didn't look justified. So I'm not even defending that. Yo, say he slapped him with a beer can, huh? Why did he slap him with a beer can? Yeah, it can't be the dude just walked up and slapped him with a beer can. Because if he just walked up and slapped him with a beer can, then I'm a little bit more sympathetic to it. He still went overboard though. Because see, man, like, 'cause that's what Chris Brown fucked up. Y'all can't be seeing red and then putting 20, 30, 20 blows on somebody. You can kill somebody with 5 well-placed blows. You cannot do that. I don't care. Even like that's a lot of blows. Black men can't see. You can't. You are not in a. You cannot see red. I don't care what your emotional background is. You cannot. You're not allowed to see red. I'm not saying you can't get mad. I'm not saying you can't crash out. Crashing out and seeing red are two different things. You cannot black out and then wake up and then think that they don't care. You don't have. You don't get to have mental issues in the court. They'll charge your ass with murder. You see what they did with Carmelo Anthony, and he was ran up on. Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're not, because he's fulfilling a lot of fear-based stereotypes. I'm not saying what he deserves to get. I'm just saying what the reaction is gonna be. And I mean, honestly, when you look at energy, I'm not about to put a whole bunch of. That's not something. Look, people will cover it, but I'm not about to sit here and then lend my moral capital to some shit like that. But yeah, if he smacked her with a beer can, you fuck around and find out. But but dude, you already had him when you slammed his head. That alone was really low key too much. Because dude, if you want to get it, like, because you could have killed him. again. So basically, oh, okay. So at the so if he was putting on a show on some Attitude Era WWE stuff, and it was in that context, and it wasn't like practice, then yeah, Rampage's son is dead ass wrong. He's dead ass wrong. Okay, then yeah, he's dead ass wrong. It going back to my original premise to what I thought it was. He's dead ass wrong. And I'm sorry. You as a black man, especially you're a fighter, you don't get to have anger management issues. It's one thing if you're like John Jones and you're on drugs. That's one thing. Although, but you don't get to have anger management issues like that. And then you did that to him. Why you do? Oh yeah, that's nah. He ain't gonna get. He probably ain't gonna get no other opportunity ever again. That's why Rampage was looking like he was looking. It don't matter. Look. You're absolutely right, but I'm telling you what it is. I'm not telling you how it should be. I'm telling you what it is. And they not they yeah, and ain't no white dude. Ain't you don't see no white dudes on camera beating up a black dude, punching him like 9, 10 times on camera though. Come on, do you know that he's sometimes sometimes you just gotta let whatever happen happen. I'm not about to sit here and say that if you're in the context of a wrestling match and stuff like that and you just blank out because you don't understand what's going on. I can't co-sign that. And it's not about supporting black men, but we got to pick and choose when it's appropriate to support. And honestly, that is what that is. Yeah. I mean I'm bringing race into people. Well, you're talking about what they're saying, but my thing is every we you only see you don't defend everything, and unfortunately, you don't defend everything because you only have a certain amount of credit card, and that's something that's like nope, I'm not defending that. He may not. Okay, but that's what you saw. That's not on camera. When you see it on camera, it hits different because people can replay it over and over. Of course, Anton's gonna do a reaction about it. It's good steak for his white audience. It's good cool material. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cool my ass off with that one. They gonna eat good tonight. Hey, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, hopefully that dude is okay. Yeah, white folks gonna lose their mind, just like that Indian dude that killed those people. You heard about that? What else y'all got for Uh, I mean, what have you heard? What you trying to say? Home App is racist too? Hey, Homie, I be breaking some shit down. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, but it's like that's crazy. Yeah, but wasn't that a different situation with the roundhouse kick? That's a completely different situation. Who made a? He said he made a post on Twitter talking about how most not. What? Oh well, these dudes. It'd be funny. These dudes be really having. If white people would be in a much worse situation if that was true. Like, like it's funny. It's funny, 'cause especially in today's time to be white, because you got a lot of white dudes that are really getting fucked by the upper class, but these motherfuckers love blaming. These motherfuckers love blaming everybody else, but like who's actually fucking them with no Vaseline. It's hilarious to me. It must be hard, like walking on that tightrope every day, not letting people know how you really feel. That shit must be annoying as hell. Having to, I don't want to seem racist, but most non-white people hate white people. No, what it is what you're. That's not what you're seeing. And like Martin Lamar Hill actually said it really good to Melissa Ford's face. He was saying something, and then Melissa Ford was just in her feelings about it. And Mark, this is one of the few smart things he said. Mark said, um, Mark said, do you think I've treated you any differently than name whatever person was in that show on Joe Buttons? And then another dude, she said, no, you haven't treated me different. Okay, well, maybe it's that you're so used to being in a place of privilege because you're not used to people keeping it real with you and talking to you like everybody else that you think you attacked. You think you're being attacked when you're being just treated like everybody else. And she didn't have nothing to say to that. That's white people. White people are used to being talked to from a position of, I want you to be on my side. Like females. Like females are used to, a lot of females, if females are like sixes and up, definitely they're used to being talked to from a position of, I don't want to fuck the pussy up. I don't want to fuck my magical potential sexual access to this woman. I don't think that way. I fucked plenty of women that hate my guts at first. I remember when celebrity cussed me out real loud. It don't even bother me really because I'm used to it. And then they chill sometimes, a lot of times they chill the fuck out, and we got on the wrong foot. Ask Roger about that with celebrity. Yeah, she went off on me, and it's not the first time that's happened. Because I don't even be talking like reckless like that. But it's a posture that I give that really lets them know I do not give a fuck. I am not trying, like, I am not fucking you is not the first thing or main thing on my mind with this interaction. And people have told me I can come off very clinical and very sterile that way, and it bothers them because they're not used to that. They're used to this energy of dudes trying to kiss their ass, and I purposely do not do that. And that, and so my point is, white people are used to people like, white people like being talked to like Anton talks to white people, like where you're going out of your way to kind of make them feel good, even if you don't consciously know you're doing it. I'm not like that. Everybody can get the smoke. Right is right, is wrong is wrong. Like, even when it comes to slavery, I don't sit there and I say you can keep your guilt, but y'all, but this is not about what happened in the past. This is about what y'all are doing fucking today, and today. That's why I agree with a lot of what SWP is talking about when it comes to them. It's the shit you do today, and we can directly show you what you do and how that's fucking you up now. And the goofy shit you talking about. You know, most of these illegals are in this country because white people are undercutting your pay with these illegals. That's what happened with the trucking thing. All these illegal truckers, as if we don't, you cannot say we don't have enough truck drivers, but y'all don't want to pay people like SWP says. So y'all keep undermining shit. That's white people doing that. That ain't black people. That ain't other Hispanic. Yeah, they may come in here and get the money, but that's white people doing that. Black men are 10% of the male population in this country. Like, really think about that shit for a second. And y'all got all this energy for fucking 10% of the fucking, or no, 14% of the male population. Are you fucking serious? Y'all got so much smoke for black men that y'all done let these Asians surpass y'all in number and everything. Man, I stay out of that Gale versus celebrity shit, to be honest. So who's mixed? ABM, Angry Black Man, who is mixed? I don't know who you're talking about. I want to be clear on who you're saying is mixed. I mean, nobody's shout out to Last Dragon Restaurants LLC with the $5 US Spinal ready for John. But I like John Jones. John Jones been given a lot of chances though. I get it, but nobody cares about that. Nobody's gonna care about that. They're not. Straight facts. Oh, you talking Melissa Ford? Yeah, she is mixed. Yo, man, they asked her a question one time about, like it was like a black test. They was like, so so what do you call what do you call a fork and spoon? And she was like, what the stuff in it? What the cutlery? And it was like, never mind. The utensils? Never mind. They already knew. Keep in mind, it's like light skinned dudes on that show too. There, and she's like, what? What do you call it? We call it the food drawer. She's like, you heathen. It's like, yeah, that's that Karen coming out. Yeah, we know who raised you. I'm sure Drake calls it cutlery as well. Yeah, like my thing is, I'm very matter of fact. Cause, and I don't sit here. Oh, white people are just the worst in the world. I don't do that because a lot of black women that do that, they secretly have an obsession with white men. Even it was a black chick that actually explained that how when you think about white people so much and run that in your mind, you get this like you're trying to tame them, and you create an obsession with white dudes. So when you get one that tries to talk to you and stuff, it like she really articulated that well. And that thing I didn't think about when it comes to like the quote unquote pipeline pro black, the divester pipeline or the divester to pro black pipeline. Yeah, she really explained it. Like, and I'm not saying that's always what it is, but that's an angle I didn't think about before. I mean, she's on that show because she has that's BGS would say because she has a name. Joe Budden got a name on a discount. Basically, he plucked her from Mike Rashid shit because he ain't got no motion at that level, and he needed another chick on there, and he wanted to get a chick that was gonna be somewhat grateful. And Melissa Ford got a name. Melissa Ford had a name in the game. I completely see the play. I completely see the play. I mean, it is what it is. But as far as home math is concerned, a lot of these white, and dudes get on. I've gotten on their nerves. I say, you're just white. Like, well, you racist? You're racist? Like, no, you're just white. What does that mean? It means exactly what I said. You're just white. There's a certain even white people, if they're being honest, There's a certain psychology with y'all, like for real. They identify as this thing called white. Because the reality is, a lot of y'all are different ethnic groups, and y'all are different enough to where y'all fought 2 world wars against each other. Cut the bullshit. Well, that's not true. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Germany didn't go to war with Austria, Hungary. Austria, did he? No, he walked his ass up in that motherfucker, and they said welcome. You know why? Because they're the same. They basically the same ethnic group. Prussia too, the same ethnic group. They're the same people. You know, there's a reason why Russia is not just blowing the hell up, blowing Ukraine to pieces, because they're basically the same people. So he's trying not to kill them. Trying. Despite what people want to say, he's trying to keep that country relatively intact. You really think you think the Americans would have nuked Germany? No. There's a reason why the Japanese, like certain people are saying people. So when they say white, I mean Spaniards are not the same as Anglos. Are not. It's just like Persians are not the same as Arabs. Are not the same as Turks. They're not the same. Turkish people are more white. Turkish people are probably the whitest. Technically, yeah, I would say they're more closer to white than Persians are. But Persians are kind of there too. Not the same as the Armenians. And those are definitely not the same as the Anglo Saxons, which are not the same as the Irish, which is not the same as the Scots, which is damn sure not the same as the Norwegians and Swedes and Nordic people in the north, which are basically the fucking Vikings, which are not the same as the Eastern Europeans. The Western Europeans used to think the Eastern Europeans, the Slavs, were subhuman too. The Vikings were some of the original people. They were this got put into slavery back, the Vikings. So it's like they're not the French or Gaul. They're not the same, which is not the same as the Italians and the Greeks, which by the way predate the Moors. So these motherfuckers want to act like they got all the melanin blood because the Moor just came in there, and no, them motherfuckers looked a good amount like that when back during Jesus Christ's day in the Roman Empire, which predates the Moors coming through there and fucking them women up. Yeah, Flo. Yeah. Flo Rida was probably gonna be the. Yeah, I didn't know she dated Flo Rida. No, I don't typically watch Vlad. I saw a clip though. Somebody had a clip where he was talking about yeah, shit Tariq talked to. So my thing is, I'm very matter of fact with white folks, and so I don't have a lot of that vitriol in it. But what we not about to do is act like shit didn't happen. White people are very narrative based. They like their narratives. And it's like, I've had a couple of conversations. I've told them, I said, y'all got more problems. We got real geopolitical problems, and y'all worry about stupid shit. Like at the end of the day, if black people disappear tomorrow, that does not solve your fucking problems at all. At all. It doesn't solve the immigrant problem. It doesn't solve the brick problem, the bricks problem. It doesn't solve the Africa problem. When I say Africa problem, I mean China and India going up in Africa in hierarchies. It doesn't solve none of that. So anytime you worried about black people is time wait. You're wasting time. It doesn't solve none of that. So this bullshit that y'all want to blame black people for everything because y'all are blame black people or the quote unquote Jews. Stop it. And I mean, we talk about history. if I want if I want to make white people feel uncomfortable, all I gotta do is start talking about Jim Crow, and they'll get real fucking uncomfortable. Because at the end of the day, they don't. Let me see. Y'all press one if y'all can still hear me. All right. Yeah. At the end of the fucking day, um, like y'all can believe what y'all want to believe about your own. Y'all want to talk about, yeah, man, critical race theory. Y'all talking about critical race theory, and y'all letting these motherfuckers just lower these grades. Y'all letting these motherfuckers like change the grades to like 20-point grade systems and shit. But y'all worried about critical race theory. Y'all are fucking stupid. Like, y'all are the majority of people in public school. What you think all y'all gonna go to private school? What do you think you about to do? You really think what, you gonna put all the white people in private school and public school? Y'all gonna purposely like depress to create an artificial underclass? And then you think motherfuckers ain't gonna rob your ass and shit like that? You think these you gonna, all y'all about to do is create more YNs. Y'all gonna create more YNs that white women are gonna wanna fuck. You think if you change, if you make it so white women, first of all, do you really believe that white women are gonna allow you to make it so interracial? Because you gotta understand, if you make interracial dating illegal, you locking white women up. White women ain't gonna want to deal with that. I'm sure they'll make exceptions for Asians, or they'll try to redefine what white is. I mean, once you start doing all of that, I mean, it's come on now, y'all. Cause then at that point, you can't say nothing, nobody about no human rights. Then, so I mean, these motherfuckers are just talking, but ultimately, yeah, home math. You know, these motherfuckers love. These motherfuckers love. They little, feeling, oh my god, I'm white and I'm being attacked, oh my god. No, people are just not kissing your ass, and the real issue you got is your own women. It ain't nobody else's fault but y'all's, that y'all women act like that. White people are being attacked, oh my god. White people aren't attacking Sydney Sweeney like that, or black people aren't doing that. That's white people doing that. Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna share a post that says, every non-white person hates white people. Do you not understand? If that was true, y'all would be a lot worse off than what y'all are now. If every group really was on some, let's take these people down immediately. Get the fuck out of here. Hispanics think they white. What are you talking about? They all hate white people. Why is me? Oh. That's some of the most little dick energy shit. And as a black man hearing that shit, oh, y'all got some. That's some. Like, look, I'm sorry. I hate to say this. It sound like some bitch speak, and it is. But a lot of white dudes got little dick energy, man. They really do, man. They really do. They have these little feelings and emotions, and it's like, yo, you motherfuckers can't walk a day in black men's shoes. Y'all really can't. Y'all would get suicidal for real. Y'all can't walk a day in our shoes. Y'all really be out here. Oh, what was me? Because people aren't kissing my ass. They hate me. That's literally how that sounds. Why aren't they kissing my ass anymore? Y'all sound just like a bitch that, like, y'all sound like Melissa Ford. Basically, she's 47 years old and she's upset that people ain't treating her like when she was in her 20s. Get the fuck out of here. Asian, look, dude, man, Asians be kissing white men's asses. So I'm like, who are these non-black people that don't like y'all? Black men don't really have animosity. Black men only get mad at y'all when y'all fucking with us. That's it. Yeah, so I'm like, well, what are you talking about? The Arabs? They hate us because our freedoms. They hate us because our freedom. Like some of the shit these motherfuckers say, it be like, yo, y'all are really fucking stupid. Like y'all really be believing that shit. And here's the thing, it's just like Rolo and them. They always got to sneak that shit in there. Even with with Pearl. Shout out to FB. He was sharing a whole bunch of shit. He was sharing a whole bunch of shit in the Discord, like goofy shit Pearl had shared. And it's like, for the most part, you know, you don't see me promote whole math like that. Some of these people are out here, and if these people articulate some of these points, I'm not about to sit here and act like they don't. But you don't see me on a day in and day out every once in a while promoting these people. There's a reason why I keep the white manosphere right over there, even with Andrew, because they're white. Like when they be like, "Oh, it's not about," yeah, please, y'all can kiss my ass with that. Of course, my thing is, I would be more willing to say, you know, race is a thing in the past if people weren't actively doing shit today. Let's just stop talking about slavery. Let's just do, like, okay, let's start talking about Jim Crow. Let's stop talking about feeling bad for being white. You all are not in this situation because we're talking about slavery. Feminism ain't got nothing to do with slavery. Everything you dealing with right now, the schools, your entire reality is a construct of feminism. It is not had nothing to do with slavery. So I don't know why the fuck y'all trying to act like if we just stop talking about slavery and erase anything that had and say we're all equal, okay, let's play that game. What changes? What changes? Nobody talk about slavery. What changes? Could what y'all gonna go back and talk about personal responsibility? Cause that's what the old motherfuckers are telling y'all right now. That's what Dave Ramsey is telling y'all right now, that you need to take personal responsibility and buy this $500,000 townhome. You need to work 8 jobs, 10 days a week in order to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, so you can afford a house and pay for everything. Cause that's what a man does. The fuck are you talking about? Yeah, according to somebody in the chat, Home Math went white victim mode with a little post. I was like, I want you to do a video. And see, you won't do a video on that. You'll see, I want to draw little finger paints and explain how all non-white people hate white men have never white men stock hasn't been lower in a long time. White men stock ain't been lower since the Great Depression. White men stock ain't been this low. So you talking about what? This is a 1 in 100 year low for white men. So I don't know what the fuck, you know. Oh my God, we're not where we need to be because we keep talking about racism. Why are we talking about racism? Oh my God. Oh my God. Shut your whole ass up. Ain't whole math out of Canada. Them Canadian white boys. It's like, man, it's only like 20 million of y'all. Y'all swear to God, y'all getting y'all ass whooped by the fucking social state, and y'all letting y'all ass get whooped. Most racism today is covert. It's institutional. And institutional racism is not the same thing. And people be saying that shit, but like the reason why people don't really understand institutional racism like that is because people don't really understand institutions and how these structures actually operate. Like when you really see, like for instance, when you actually know who's getting a lot of shit, not even just white people but like Indians and shit, a lot of the shits and loans and stuff, a lot of people don't even recognize what they're denied. You don't even know what you don't be getting when it comes to loans and shit like that, and the bullshit grants that these motherfuckers be getting. And because y'all don't know that, y'all really don't know what you don't know. Even on when people talk about black men need to work together, I say that. The reality is Indians work together because Indians aren't fucked with. Same thing with Hispanics have the Spanish language. Just think about all these fucking foreign truck drivers that's been given licenses without taking driving tests and shit like that. Oh yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, white boy logic. There is a such a thing as white boy logic, and a lot of these dudes, they don't like talking about race because they don't have the moral high ground on that. And the reality is, we don't have. I can whoop their ass on race. We can talk about race starting in 1980, and I can beat their ass on race. I don't need to go back to slavery. I don't even need to really go back to Jim Crow, because at this point, we can we can look at how a lot of shit that's done to the black community is happening to white people right now. A lot of the shit the shit that's happening to the black community is starting to. Fentanyl is your crack era. What they're doing to the schools. White people go to these schools too. All of y'all ain't got the kind of money to go to no private school. That's a class thing. It ain't like schools are mainly black. What about the rest of the fucking United States? Yeah, so I just asked ChatGPT about our grading system. So apparently in 2015, 10 years ago, they changed the grading system in North Carolina to 10 points. Like every like Chicago and stuff like that was just fucked up because I would have been an A B student. I would have been an A and B student. I could have been a straight A man. But so yeah, so that's not that bad. And they part okay. But anyway, um, yeah. So anyway, I mean, I like my thing is the problem is a lot of these again these like Nick Fuentes said it. A lot of these dudes like, but what he don't understand is these dudes know what they be doing. These dudes deep down know what it is. They know what it is. They're not stupid. Anton ain't stupid. That's why I asked Anton, what have you ever competed for with a white man? Because it's very obvious the way he make it sound like he ain't never competed for anything when it comes to a white dude. The way he be talking. Remember, this is a nigga from Detroit saying that shit that he be saying. And so it is what it is. I don't even get mad about it because again, I know like the situation we're in geopolitically. Like I don't know as much BGS, but this stuff like this ain't gonna solve white people's problems. White people problem is not black men. Like black women are not having white women are not having an attitude with white men because they're fucking black men too much. But that's what they want to focus on. And it's like, okay, so y'all gonna act just like black women, y'all just gonna have y'all own little narratives and retreat to that. Cool. It is what it is. That's why black men gotta learn how to chart shit outside of the regular economic system. We do because the bullshit. I mean, you see what they doing with Shadur Sanders and Shiloh Sanders. It's obvious they're colluding. It's obvious. So anyway, I gave y'all a good hour and a half. I mean, they can talk about all that. I don't like. Again, I've said this. If you have listened to even 10% of what BGS has talked about, the bricks is a real fucking problem. All that black fatigue shit is them not paying attention to what's important. If they want to focus on black people to their own detriment, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. But that ain't solving a goddamn problem you have. And if you're too fucking stupid to understand that, hey, you like it, I love it. That's why I don't even argue. I don't give a fuck. Like truth be told, when it comes to school, like if the problem is, oh, we don't need to teach our kids about racism and even Trump. Like we want to make everything. great about America. You can talk about what's great about America. See, the problem with Trump is Trump speaks too much like a salesman. Dude, at the end of the day, you can talk that bullshit and you can talk a great sales thing, but the shit either solves the problem or it doesn't. So all that kind of fluffery language bullshit, that shit don't mean shit at the end of the day. It really doesn't. Like, when one of y'all asked me about him deploying, and let him deploy the National Guard everywhere. I ain't worried about that shit. I'm not worried about that shit at all. Just like what they doing trying to change the districts and shit. He said, I was down at the early, all weekend. Lots of content creators down there. We gonna get you there one of these years. Man, I don't need to be in no fucking Earnest Leisure. A whole bunch of female ass kissing bullshit. I mean, I may go. I may that I may go, but I'd be in a different situation. But honestly, man, when it comes to these conversations, it's funny because in the next like 4 or 5 years, next 4 or 5 years, yo, like a lot of motherfuckers about to be down bad, like in a real way. They about to be really fucked up out here. They about to be really fucked up out here. You gonna get to a point where even selling pussy ain't even gonna help save most of these chicks, even the ones that look like they could do it. That's how bad it's about to get. But anyway, y'all, I've been an hour and a half. I'll hit y'all up later. So I don't even be worried. Like y'all be don't. I'm telling y'all right now. My advice to you: don't worry about what these white boys saying. Let these white boys act like black women. You need to make sure you got your shit together and you not tied in. Make sure you got your shit together. Because trust and believe, these white boys, all they can, if it want, they blaming black men. That means they ain't got no real answers. So anyway, this is Edward signing off. Peace.